everyone. Okay, I don't know what happened in that last live, but let's try this again. I'm going live from my phone this time. Facebook was telling me I use Facebook too much when I haven't been on it at all today. So, very interesting. But my name is Haley Hayhurst. I am the owner of Espresso Podcast Production, a full-service podcast agency specializing in editing, marketing, and strategy. I work with entrepreneurs and business owners to help them grow their business and use a podcast in the front of their marketing. So with this, it is super important that you're growing your community because those are the people that will buy from you. Those are the people that will connect with you. And if you bring in sponsors, will buy their products. So growing your community is super important. And it's also a big part of just feeling motivated and keeping going with your podcast. Because if you're putting out hundreds of episodes or even over like 5 episodes and you don't hear any feedback, you may be like, what am I doing wrong? What is happening? Why am I not connecting with the people that I intended to connect with? And so I wanted to share my 5-step process to growing your community. This has been so highly requested, so I just knew I had to do this. I'm very excited. If you're here with me live, let me know in the comments. I'm on my phone, so I should be able to still see your comments. But if you're watching the replay, put #replay and I will connect with you after. So when you're growing your podcast community, there's 5 main things I want you to do. And so do these in this order and you will be solid. So number 1, and this should make sense to you, you're going to want to grow your Facebook or your community somewhere on social media. So it can be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, any of the social platforms. I personally use Instagram more for growing my podcast and connecting with guests, and Facebook as well. But on Facebook, I make it a little more business and I tend to connect with more potential clients on here and share more of my trainings on here as well. So figure out which social platform will work best for you based off of your topic. So I have said this before, and this is kind of how I judge things. If your podcast is timely, like you have to do it every single week and you can't pre-record. If it's about news or sports or anything like that, you tend to want to be on Twitter more because Twitter is really fast-paced. But if you have like a podcast like mine where I just interview entrepreneurs and can put it out in any order, before I even started recording, I literally recorded, or before I started publishing, I literally recorded like 15 episodes. So for me, Instagram and Facebook are going to be the best for me, as well as LinkedIn. So plan which social platform you're going to grow your community on. And this really, I've talked about this in trainings before. You're going to want to plan who you want to talk to and figuring out what you want to achieve and all of those things. So number 1 is understand which platform you're wanting to grow. Why I say you want to pick one is because if you pick like 10 platforms or even all of the main 4, is there Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, you may get really overwhelmed. I don't do anything on Twitter, and I know there's an audience for me there, but Twitter doesn't come naturally to me. And so figure out what you should, or where your people are and what you feel comfortable with. I feel very comfortable with Facebook and Instagram, which is why I chose those 2 main things to focus on. So pick your platform. The next thing is to understand your goal. So are you a business owner and want to bring in clients from your podcast? Okay, awesome. So you'll want to connect with potential clients on there. Are you a passion podcaster? I don't know if I love that term because I think all podcasts tend to start off as a passion and then it can turn into a business. But are you a passion podcaster in the sense that you don't sell anything? You don't want to get those one-on-one clients. If that's the case, then understand your goal. Who do you want to connect with and why do you want to connect with them? Is it just to make connections? Is it to get the conversation going? Know what you want to achieve when you're reaching out to these people. So those are the first two steps. Understand your platform and then understand your goal. Do these two things in order. Like I said, do all of these 5 in order. The next thing I want you to do, and this is your challenge, I will put this in the description or the caption or whatever it's called on Facebook. You are going to want to genuinely connect with people. I tend to say start off with 5 people a week. Okay, 1 person a day. Find them on the social platform. It could be Facebook, it could be LinkedIn, it could be Instagram, and send them a message and genuinely want to connect with them. This is easiest with public pages, but if you find someone and you're like, this girl would love listening to my podcast and could get so much, let me connect with her. Whatever feels good to you. So what you'll want to do is actually send them a message connecting with them. This may sound scary. You're like, Haley, what the heck do I even send to these people? Okay, something about themselves and something about you. So I have a client, her name is Liz Landine, and she is the host of the Outdoor Entrepreneur podcast. And we are connecting with 20 people a week, which is what you'll build up to, connecting with 20 people a week. So we're messaging people who are business owners and outdoor enthusiasts and just saying, hey, I love your page. I would love to connect with you and see how we could work together or see what we can learn from each other or whatever it is. And you always want to make it very custom to their page. We're not sending out copy and paste messages. We are actually engaging with these people. And in return, they'll engage with you, follow you, and then they will be in your network, and then you can connect with them more and more and more, and they'll see your stuff. And so really you'll do the initial outreach, and then they will do the favor of staying in your network and continuing to connect with you. If you are thinking of yourself, maybe you find a podcast that's absolutely amazing. And when you go and find their Instagram or Facebook, you don't know how to reach out. You don't know what to say. But honestly, you as a listener can just consume their podcast and be okay with it. It's really the host's job to make the community welcoming. That's really what I want you to remember here. It is your job to make it welcoming. An easy way to make your page on Instagram welcoming is to have a story up at all times. If you're thinking of ways that you would reach out to people, it's a lot easier to respond to someone's story than it is to actually go on there and, comment on a post or something like that. So, genuinely connect. Do that outreach, but also make it so when people come to you, they feel like it's not weird reaching out to you. You are building this welcoming community of like-minded people. And so that's what I do with my Facebook group. I want everyone to feel connected here, and I want everyone to feel like they can promote themselves, but that's not the main goal. Okay, you can promote yourself as much as you want in my group, but I always want you to take some and leave some. So if you're promoting, help someone else out and maybe listen to their episodes or send them a message and get into their community. Really, by building your community, you're also in other communities. So lots to think about here, but step 3 is genuinely connect with people. Number 4 is invite them. So when you're reaching out to them, you don't want to say something like, hey, I love your page. Here's my page. Come follow me. You want to actually build a connection with them. And then once you've been talking for a while, especially for you business owners, if you're looking to get on connect calls with people and discovery calls, I get pitches all the time in my DMs on Facebook and Instagram of people being like, hey, I like your page. Let's jump on a 15-minute connect call. I feel like we could work together. Not it for me. What I do is if I want to get on a call with someone, and let's say they just joined my Facebook group, I may invite them on a call within the first 2 messages if I'm thinking like, oh, this is a person that I really want to actually talk to. But I don't go in there with the intentions of sales. And so that's really important. When you're building your community, you're not immediately going to make these sales. You're not immediately going to be bringing in that money. You're going to have to do some groundwork and outreach until people start coming to you. When I started my Instagram, I had friends and family follow me, and I probably had 100 followers just from people I met or knew or vaguely knew, or people who just wanted to support me. And then after that, it was really up to me to invite podcast hosts to follow my page, to connect with other podcasters, other podcast producers, people wanting to start a podcast. And that was all through me creating those genuine connections. And that's what I continue to do as I continue to grow. It's all genuine connections, and then you invite them when the time is right. You invite them to come listen to your podcast once you feel like you know who they are and they'll actually benefit from it. You invite them to follow your page when you have that connection with them. So that is step 4, connect. And then step 5 is after you engage with them or after you connect with them, you want to keep them engaging with you. So this can be as simple as polls on Instagram and Facebook. This could be as simple as posting like photos and posts on Instagram and Facebook and saying something like, oh, comment below if blah, blah, blah. You know, things like that, you're definitely going to want to keep doing, because once they're in your community, you don't want them to be bored, you don't want them to leave, so you want to engage with them and keep them coming back. So in my Facebook group, like I said, I let people promote, and that tends to keep them coming back because we all want to promote our podcast, but I'm very intentional with it. So once they promote, I want you all to connect with other podcasters in this group. I don't want you to just comment and leave. I want you to actually engage. And so I leave a lot of open-ended questions on my page on Instagram and Facebook for people to continue the conversation. I also engage with a lot of people who post stories, and I respond to them. I cheer them on. My very first coach that I ever had, her name is Kira Patrick. She's a mindset coach. If you're looking for a mindset coach, send me a message because she's awesome. One of her first challenges for me, this was baby steps in my business, is she wanted me to congratulate one person a day. And I was like, okay, Kira, what does that mean? You could congratulate someone on starting a podcast. You can congratulate someone on a cool post. If someone has an achievement, if they have a birthday, you can say, oh, happy birthday. That's a type of congratulations. But it was just one person a day, and I thought that that was awesome. And so in my coaching business, I want everyone to engage with one person a day who's their ideal listener, and then build it up to 20 a week. So those have been my 5 steps to growing your community. If you have any questions, send me a message. I am here to help you. So just to recap, pick a social platform that will work best for you and that your audience is on. Number 2 is get clear on your goals. Why do you actually want to engage with these people? Get clear on that. Number 3 is genuinely connect with them. Do not pitch them right away. Genuinely connect. Number 4 is invite them into your community. Invite them once you have that connection. And number 5 is leave space for them to engage with you and continue to engage with them. So I hope that this has been very helpful. Again, I'm sorry, I don't know what is going on with Facebook on my computer. It just says I can't use the feature right now, but on my phone, I am using the feature. So who knows, but I hope that this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. My DMs are open here on Facebook and then also on Instagram. It's Espresso Podcast Production. You can find me there. This has been so fun, and I will be back next Friday for another training. If you have any topics you want to hear about, let me know, and I will make that the training topic for next week. And let's keep engaging with each other. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.